New Comic Book Day is about to smack us in the face again. So let's take a look at the books on the pull list. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and this is the pull list. It's my weekly series where I take a look at all the books coming out. I'll tell you which ones I'm most excited for. We'll talk about some new series debuts that are on the radar for this week. We'll even talk about new trade paperbacks hitting the market for this week in comics, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. It's one of those weeks that feels like a light week, and then you get your budget total and you're like, no, I definitely spent plenty of money. So we'll get right into it. But first, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been participating in the equipment fundraiser, whether you are donating to the Buy Me a Coffee link. There's some people that have joined on Patreon or the YouTube channel membership. There's even people buying items on the website, like this shirt right here, this Disapproved t-shirt that Fiona purchased last week. Super excited for all of you participating. It's been really fun. We kind of kicked things off with the vlog camera that I'm filming on right now. And now I've been buying all kinds of accessories. So you've been seeing me experiment with new forms of content. There's been a lot of YouTube shorts and vertical video all out on socials and stuff like that. I did my first vlog last week. So I'm really excited to be pouring back into this channel in ways that are meaningful because I'm not limited by technology. Still got a couple of things we got to buy. So you can check out the link down below, comicsaredope.com/help-me-out. Every way that you contribute to this fundraiser puts you in a drawing for a weekly $50 gift card to Panel Bound Comics. Speaking of that weekly drawing, huge shout out to Scott, who won for last week's drawing. Now, it's crazy, Scott. I didn't know if the, donating in multiple weeks thing was going to work out. It was a bold strategy. I shuffled the names a bunch of times and you came out on top. So congratulations to you. That $50 gift card is on the way. Now, let's talk about the books at the top of the pile. First up for me this week is Captain America issue number 4. Chip Zdarsky, Valerio Schiti. This has been an amazing series so far. It's really grounded. It's got Captain America, who's come out of the ice a lot later in the historical timeline, like around the time of the War on Terror. And in the meantime, we've got this other super soldier, David Colton, who served a tour in Afghanistan and then got shifted into the Iraq War. And we're getting these flashback sequences of him during his tours of duty and how he kind of went from a super bright-eyed, I want to serve my country type of dude to, well, let's just say the perils of war will change you. And it's been a really interesting study, like having Captain America, who served in World War II and still has that very optimistic outlook on the virtues of America, with David Colton, who does not. Cap came face to face with his views last week and he's starting to question himself. Last month, I should say. And I know that for a lot of people, I've always heard that the Captain America being disillusioned with sort of American politics and foreign policy and stuff like that, it's a recurring theme. And for some people, it's a tired theme. This is my first ongoing Captain America series and I'm loving it. I've got no notes for this book. It's amazing. Captain America issue 4 out this week. Cover price is $4.99. Next up at the top of the pile is Sonja Reborn, issue number 2. Sonja Reborn. This is written by Christopher Priest with art by Alessandro Miracolo. And if you watched the Comics I Copped / Comics Are Dope Best Comics of August, if I'm not mistaken, we covered this book. And it was really fun. Basically, this proper English woman wakes up in Red Sonja's body and has to act like Red Sonja. So she is getting the worst kind of on the job training that you can get. And we also got a glimpse of, this force that is like calling Red Sonja her daughter. I don't know. Very interesting stuff. It's classic Priest humor, jumping around in the timeline, keeping the story interesting. I'm absolutely loving this as well. Cover price on issue 2 is $4.99. By the way, I always have to get whatever the least thirsty Sonja cover is. And this time around, that just happens to be this Chad Harden cover. And I think that's going to be the case for issue 3 as well. Next up at the top of the pile is Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt, issue number 2. also from Dynamite Entertainment. Dynamite's got 2 books at the top of the pile. That's what's up. But Blue Falcon and Dynamite, this is written by Jimmy Palmiotti, art by Pascal Quilano, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Issue 1 was, we're basically getting an origin of both Blue Falcon and Dynamite, but more so an origin of Dynamite. And I gotta say, even though, I guess theoretically I know where this is going, I did not like where issue 1 left things. It was brutal. I'll leave it at that, but I'm very much looking forward to issue 2. Cover price on this is $4.99. And the last book at the top of the pile this week from Mad Cave Studios is Racer X, issue number 2. Racer X, this is written by Mark Russell with art by Nuno Platti. I was not familiar with Nuno Platti's work prior to issue 1, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. The issue 1 was like a pretty much straight up origin of Racer X, adding a lot of depth that we never got, or at least I don't remember from my childhood. There might have been an episode of Speed Racer where they detailed some of this stuff, but for me, this was all new. And it finally gives Racer X like a real reason to be shadowing his brother who thinks he's dead. Also gives them a real reason to continue as though he's dead, even though he's clearly not dead. For those of you who, are up on your Speed Racer lore, I thought issue 1 was a really good sort of origin story. It almost works really well as like a one-shot. And so I'm curious to see what the rest of this series is like. I think it's slated for a 5-issue mini. I guess we're going to see him face off against some of the more sinister forces from issue 1. I don't even need that face off, to be honest with you. Issue 1 was enough, but I'm excited because issue 1 was so good to continue it. So Racer X number 2, cover price on that is $4.99. And that's it. Those are all the books at the top of the pile. Those are the ones I'm most excited for based on my enjoyment of the previous issue. And speaking of previous issues, everything in this next section has no previous issue. This is on the radar. These are brand new number 1s, new series debuts, new things to be excited about in the world of comics. Maybe you'll find your next new favorite in this stack. Let's start off with, from Marvel Comics, is Fantastic Four and Gargoyles, issue number 1. Yes, the crossover you never knew you needed. We're kicking it off. We got all kinds of crossovers this year. That DCKO panel was crazy. But all kinds of crossovers this year. I did not expect to see the Fantastic Four crossing over with Gargoyles. And later on in the year, or maybe early next year, I don't know. But we're going to get a Gargoyles Fantastic Four issue. I think both of these are penned by Greg Weisman. Greg Weisman is doing this, right? Let me look at this. Let's double check. Yeah, Greg Weisman, Enid Balam, Raul Angulo, and Joe Caramata on letters. That's dope. But yeah, Greg Weisman, I believe, is penning both of these one-shots that will see the Guardians of the Night facing off with the Fantastic Four. I don't know how that works, but I'm excited for it. So the Marvel side of this crossover is out this week. Cover price is $5.99. Next, I'm going to just go through real rapid fire with a bunch of Age of Revelation debuts. Age of Revelation is I don't know if we want to call it a sequel, but it's a spiritual successor to the Age of Apocalypse, which is enjoying its 30th anniversary this year, I believe. So Age of Revelation, basically we've seen all of the mainline X-Men titles stopped, and in their place are a bunch of new renamed titles that are, I guess, 30 years in the future. So let's start off with Unbreakable X-Men issue number 1. That is the series that's replacing Gail Simone's Uncanny X-Men for $4.99. We've got Rogue Storm issue number 1. This is replacing Storm by Murewa Ayodele. So issue 1 for that is $3.99. We've got Sinister's 6 number 1. I don't know what series that's replacing. I wasn't following it. And then we've also got Iron and Frost issue number 1. Now, I know Invincible Iron Man, I believe that series ended, but Iron Man married Emma Frost at some point in the recent past. And so I guess they're still doing a couple things 30 years in the future, presumably. $3.99 on all of those with the exception of Unbreakable X-Men. Unbreakable X-Men and Rogue Storm are the ones that take the place of books that were already on my pull list. So I am going to pick up those two. I'll let you know what I think about them. Next up, from IDW is Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 1. This is a new comic that's basically adapting or in the same universe as the newest animated series. And that is written by Mikey Levitt, who's a producer on that animated series, with art by Louis Joyce. So really cool stuff there. I'm excited for it. Cover price on that is $4.99. From Bad Idea Comics, we've got Save Now, issue number 1, written by Matt Kent, with art by Tomas Giarello. This book first was a bunch of backup stories in like the original iteration of Bad Idea. And then they had a Kickstarter for the hardcover. I did back that, or I helped promote that. That hardcover still has not arrived to us Kickstarter backers. So for a lot of people, even people that backed on Kickstarter, this is going to be the first chance you have at grabbing this issue. But that backup story, which presumably part of it is in this first issue, was basically about this dude who is on like a covert ops type team, some kind of a hero team. For me, it's giving X-Force, right? But let's say this dude is on the X-Force and everybody's got a different power. His power is that he can basically like create these save points and reset. So if the team is in danger, he can like, you know what, let's go back to the last save point and, you know, basically do it over again. The catch is for everybody else, it's like a reset. So it's cool. But for him, he ages and kind of relives every time that he goes back and saves or whatever. So there's a point in that little backup story preview where he's just like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tired of aging. Whatever happens, happens. And I don't know. It was a very interesting cliffhanger. I've not seen any more from that book because I wasn't following all the other Bad Idea stuff. So in this new iteration of Bad Idea, where you can just pick up a book at your LCS. There's no destination stores. It's all available, open order through Lunar Distribution. I feel like I should be more excited than I am because the stories are really cool. It's just hard for me to divorce the stories and the storytelling in my mind from some of the shenanigans and all the hoops that the OG Bad Idea readers had to jump through to get them while being told that we'll never get them in any other format. And now here they are in another format. Anyway, Save Now, number 1, $5.99 on that. Like I said, the artwork's phenomenal. Next up is Mark Spears' Monsters, The Monster and the Wolf, issue number 1. I believe this is a one-shot, you know, for Halloween, spooky season. It's $5.99, and it only comes in a blind bag. Mark Spears' Monster has been one of the books that is just blown up on the speculator market. People cannot get enough of these covers. And so I'm really excited for him and for the folks at Keen Spot for just picking such a winner when no one else would give this idea the time of day. So I'm really excited for everyone involved, including Mark Spears, of course, first and foremost. But anyway, if you are a Mark Spears fan, apparently there's all kinds of covers that you can get from these blind bags. $5.99 is the price of entry. But I know you're not just going to buy one. You're probably not, right? And speaking of Halloween love, we got the Zombie Love Halloween 2025 one-shot. This by Rodney Barnes, also by a guy named RJ Barnes, who I can only assume is his son, because I saw that dude on Instagram, and that dude is tall. And the only other person that's tall like that is, well, Rodney Barnes. Anyway, this has 3 stories in it total. 2 of them take place in the Philadelphia universe. I jumped off Philadelphia back in volume 2 because it got a little too sexual for me. But all the story of Philadelphia was actually really intriguing. But what's got me interested in this one is the one shot or the story by RJ Barnes. It's called Super Predator. And it's basically like some kind of toxic waste turns people into zombies and monsters or whatever in Los Angeles. And I don't know. I have never read a Rodney Barnes story that didn't feel really poignant, grounded. It's got that wit. You may know Rodney Barnes' name as one of the producers on The Boondocks, and he does all sorts of TV stuff as well. But anyway, the point is, this should be a hot comic, a good comic. I don't know if it's a speculator book or whatever, but it should be really good. It's got the, yes, social themes and yes, Halloween stuff or whatever, but the commentary, the sharpness, the street level dialogue, the blackness of it all is really appealing. So cover price on that is $5.99, and that's the last book on the radar. Now, if I am going to add any of these books, these new series to the pull list, then well, I'm going to have to check. I'm going to have to check the budget. And as much as I want to buy that Zombie Love one shot, if I see it in the store, I'm probably going to buy it. But it's time to check the budget. And if I buy everything that's already on my list, I'm looking at spending $61.79. I try to stick to a budget of $50 a week. That's 2 books too many. So let's talk about all the other books that are in the box. Starting things off with Darkwing Duck, issue number 6. As big of a Darkwing Duck fan as I am, or at least as big a fan as I was as a child, I am so behind on this series. I read the first 2, maybe 3 issues. I feel like there were breaks where it wasn't coming out every single month. But yeah, man, I'm behind on Darkwing Duck for $4.99. Similarly, I'm behind on DuckTales. Now, I wasn't ever really a big DuckTales fan, but I just love these Disney comics. Like, the first issue was really good, and I should have revisited it sooner. But here we are at issue 7, $4.99 for that one. Next up from Marvel is One World Under Doom, issue number 8. This event feels a bit, long in the tooth? Why do people say that? What does it mean to be long in the tooth? What, like, are we talking about like teeth? Like teeth long in the tooth? Is a tooth like for a comb? Anyway, this event feels like it's overstaying its welcome a little bit for me. I'm ready to get to the conclusion. Cover price on this one's $4.99. Next up is Wonder Woman, issue number 26. I was talking, if you guys watched my comic shopping vlog last week, in the shop, I was talking about how I feel like I picked the wrong Wonder Woman book. I didn't really read Absolute Wonder Woman because for me, Tom King's mainline Wonder Woman with Daniel Sampere was just firing on all cylinders. I didn't need another Wonder Woman story. And now I'm starting to feel like I picked the wrong Wonder Woman. Like, bro, if I read the statement, "The Mouse Man knows," once more will be 1,000 times too many. And so, I mean, even with the last issue 25 was supposed to be like, oh, big debut of this new character, the matriarch. And I'm having a hard time. The matriarch is just the sovereign again? Like, I don't know. These last 3-4 issues, I think, yeah, at least the last 3, it is really close to losing me. And I'm just hoping that something redeems it moving forward. But issue 26 out this week, cover price is $4.99. And the last book in the box, last book on my pull list this week is The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 123. So that means that this book has been coming out for what? It's been every 2 weeks. So what's that? 246 weeks. For basically as long as I have been doing the pull list, The Walking Dead has been on it. And the reason I've been buying The Walking Dead Deluxe in single issues every 2 weeks for the last 4 years, 5 years. The reason I've been doing that is because supposedly you would never get The Walking Dead in color in any other format. So imagine my surprise when Skybound announced these digest-sized compendiums where you can get The Walking Dead Deluxe in a nice, perfect bound book. Cover price on that's $3.99. And that's it. That's the last book in the box. And that brings us to the final segment of the show. It's called Trade Waiting. It's brought to you by the good folks at Panel Bound Comics. So even if you were not as lucky as Scott and you didn't win the $50 gift card, still go to panelboundcomics.com. You can save some cash using my promo code. It's on the screen right now. And they're having a massive sale, by the way. All kinds of collected editions are 50% off right now. So it's definitely worth the visit. But anyway, these are new trade paperbacks that just hit the market this week. So you can even buy any of the books I'm shouting out right now at panelboundcomics.com. So starting off, we We got Ultimate Black Panther, Volume 3, Darkness and Light. Ultimate Black Panther has been really good. I mean, I'm probably biased because I'm a big Black Panther fan. As you can see behind me, I'm a big Black Panther fan. And for what it's worth, this is pretty much the only Black Panther book on shelves right now. So eat your heart out. $17.99 on that. Next up is Bitter Root, Volume 4, The Next Movement. Now, the original Bitter Root series by David F. Walker, Sanford Green, and Chuck Brown ran 15 issues. They did this new series called The Next Movement that's been coming out for the last 5 months. It finally concluded, a month ago? This trade is out super quick, to be honest with you. And to my surprise, they're calling it Volume 4, not The Next Movement Volume 1. So it's probably fair, though, because I think you do need to have read the OG Bitter Root to really appreciate this. This is a new generation of the Sangreal monster hunting family that made their debut in Bitter Root. It's a different time period. It's set in the 1960s Mississippi. So you can imagine the calamity that ensues, especially when you learn the secret behind these monsters that this family is fighting. I'll leave it at that in case you haven't read it, but this is a great book. It's probably the pick of all of these trades. $17.99 on that. Next up is Weapon X-Men by Joe Casey and Chris Cross. That series, this Weapon X-Men Volume 1, The Real Thing. I believe this series is wrapped. It was just a mini series. Cover price on that is $17.99. And finally, last book on the trade waiting pile is a book called Howl from Ahoy Comics. This just sounded really interesting. About a woman who marries a science fiction writer and all of a sudden starts seeing a bunch of science fiction things happening in her life. This was a mini series, and hey, I don't know. This just feels like one of those really cool stories that you only get in a comic book. So check that out for $17.99. And that's it. Those are all the books in the trade waiting pile. We talked about new number ones on the radar. We gave away $50 to spend on comics. It's been a good day. If you want to get entered into next week's drawing, just go to comicsaredope.com/helpmeout. Shout out to all of you for your support. And by the way, save the date, November 12th, 2025, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be running until at least 10 p.m. Eastern. I won't promise past that, but we're going to be doing our 5th anniversary live stream. It's our 5th anniversary, our 20,000 subscriber celebration, all wrapped into one. It's going to be 3 hours of a whole lot of fun. There will be giveaways. There will be prizes. There will be all sorts of things. So again, save the date. I'll get something on the books very soon. And that's going to do it for me in this video. Till next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.